So today we will start with Maillard reaction. Till now we have already done glycol and glycerol in detail, that is their preparation and properties. Now we will start with Maillard reaction. It is related to glycols, that is it is also related to glycol and glycerol. In this reaction, oxidation of 1,2-glycols is done with periodic acid or with lead tetraacetate to give carbonyl compounds. That is, when any diol is treated with HiO4 or periodic acid or with lead tetraacetate, this carbon-carbon bond breaks and we get carbonyl compounds, that is, with one carbon C double bond O and other carbon double bond O, that is, mixture of aldehydes or ketones are formed depending upon the other groups attached to this reactant. So if we take up examples, first is CH2OH, that is glycol with periodic acid gives, now this bond breaks, so we get carbonyl compound of one carbon this and one carbon this, that is two molecules of formaldehyde, one is this and second is this. So C double bond O is attached and this carbon-carbon bond is cleaved to give these two products and HiO3 plus water. Similarly, if we take another example, in this also, if we are treating this molecule with periodic acid or lead tetraacetate, this is actually glycol in which this carbon is attached to one alkyl group. So in this also, the carbon-carbon bond present between the OH groups attached to adjacent carbons only breaks. So these two carbons have OH groups, so this bond will break to give C double bond O, that is C double bond O, then it has CH3 group already and hydrogen present, so it is acetaldehyde is formed, and the other carbon is single carbon, so it will give formaldehyde. So aldehydes are generally formed, so acetaldehyde and formaldehyde is formed. And similarly, if we take up another example, CH2OH, that is it is glycerol, and these two bonds will break. These two will break with periodic acid. In this, two molecules of periodic acid is required, so we get this single carbon HCHO, and this also gives HCHO, means two molecules of formaldehyde, that is formaldehyde, and this central carbon will give formic acid. So these three carbons, extreme, their terminal carbons give aldehydes and central carbon gives formic acid or carboxylic acid. So formic acid is formed. So we get mixture of carbonyl compounds while glycols are treated with periodic acid or lead tetraacetate. Similarly, another example is in this central carbons have OH groups, so this bond will break and we will get CH3CHO. Here also CH3CHO means two molecules of acetaldehyde plus HiO3 plus water. So in glycols, if we treat with periodic acid or lead tetraacetate, that is if oxidation is done with these two reagents, then we get mixture of carbonyl compounds. And then is mechanism. In mechanism, we treat actually aqueous solution of periodic acid. Actual is aqueous solution, so when it is combines with water, it gives H5O IO6 which is dynamic equilibrium with this active species, that is H4IO6 negative with one single negative charge. That is, it is I, 3 OH groups are present, 4 OH groups are present, that is 4 hydrogens are present, and 6 oxygen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In these, one negative charge is present, so this oxygen has negative charge, and in this double bond is present. So these 4 OH groups are attached through single bonds, and this oxygen through double bond, and this oxygen carries negative charge. When it reacts with glycols, we have taken general example in which we have taken alkyl groups. It can be hydrogen, it can be alkyl group, that is methyl, ethyl, or any group. So when it is treated, then this carbon CHOIOCH, this cyclic ester is formed, and 2 molecules of water are removed. That is, in these gives water, and one less from here water molecule is removed, that is 2 water molecules are removed, and we get cyclic ester, that is CHOIOCH. CHOIOCH. This cyclic ester is formed. Other groups are as such. 2 OH groups, O negative and double bond O, are as such, and through 2 OH groups it combines with ethylene glycol, and cyclic ester is formed as a intermediate. Then further water is removed, and we get, that is, from here water is removed, and we get double bond O. Double bond O is already present, O negative is already present, and here the movement of electrons takes place. That is, these electrons moves through this, that is double bond O is formed. These electrons moves through this, that is this bond breaks, and these electrons moves to iodine. So we get RCH double bond O, RCH double bond O, RCH. Here these electrons move to this, therefore double bond O, and this bond is breaks, and these electrons moves to this, here double bond, and then these electrons moves to this, that is it neutralizes iodine. So 2 molecules of carbonyl compounds, or say aldehydes, are formed, and IO3 negative is formed. So first glycols react with this active species H4IO6 negative, and 2 molecules of water are removed, and cyclic ester is formed, which further on losing hydrogen gives this, and which undergoes simultaneously oxidation and reduction to give mixture of carbonyl compounds and IO3 negative. So similarly, we can also write mechanism with lead tetraacetate. In this case also same type of mechanism is followed. Lead tetraacetate can be written as 2 acetates as this, and 2 acetates as separately through single bond, and when these combine, 2 molecules of acetic acids are removed, and here CH3 COOH, that is acetic acid, is removed. Similarly CH3 COO and OH is removed, and we get 2 molecules of acetic acid, and others form bond, that is O with lead. Similarly lead forms bond with O and CH, that is again cyclic ester is formed. 5 membered cyclic ester is formed. It is intermediate as in first case, that is when reacting with periodic acid, and in this both same cyclic esters are formed, and then further it gives, that is again these movements can be shown, that is these electrons moves to this, that is carbonyl bond is formed, and these carbon-carbon bond breaks, and similarly these electrons moves to this, here double bond is formed and these electrons moves to lead, and so we get two molecules of carbonyl compound and lead diacetate. So the mechanism with pyritic acid and with lead tetraacetate are important. So next is their uses. They help in determining the structure of polyhydroxy compounds, that is in the compounds generally carbohydrates in which hydroxy groups are present large in number. There we can use pyritic acid to find out how many OH groups are present, that is by knowing how much of pyritic acid is used and amount of products are formed. These give indirectly the number of OH groups present on the starting reactant, that is it helps in structure determination and it tells the number of OH groups present on the adjacent carbon atoms. Only adjacent carbon atoms can be known by these two reagents. Example, suppose we take glucose as an example. In this 6 carbons are present, 5 carbons have OH groups and on the last carbon aldehyde group is present. In this, these bonds, this bond and then this bond and then this bond and then this bond and then this bond breaks and we requires 5 molecules of HiO4 pyritic acid, that is these all carbons have OH groups, so all adjacent carbons have OH groups, so all these bonds will break and these will require 5 molecules of HiO4. So these extreme terminal carbon will give formaldehyde while other secondary alcohol groups will give formic acid. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and this final will give formic acid and this carbon will give formaldehyde, that is this group is converted into aldehyde while all are these 4 has to be converted into carboxylic acid and this is already aldehyde, so this will give formic acid. So 5 molecules of formic acid and 1 is formaldehyde. This indicates that there are 5 OH groups present at the adjacent carbons and so we can determine the structure of molecule. Similarly, in this, that is it is an example of glycerol. In this bond will break, this bond will break and we require 2 molecules of pyritic acid and in this these extreme carbons will give formaldehyde, 2 molecules of formaldehyde and this central carbon, that is carbon with secondary alcohol group, will give formic acid. So the amount of HiO4 used and the number of product molecules formed indicates indirectly the structure of the molecule. So this Maillard-Perret reaction is very important to determine the structure and to know the number of OH groups present at the adjacent carbon atoms. So we next move to very important rearrangement, that is pinacol-pinacalone rearrangement. In this rearrangement, glycols are treated with concentrated sulfuric acid and then we get this product, that is out of these 2 carbons one will have C double bond O group. In this the carbons having OH groups, they are generally pinacols and this is the pinacol. When it is heated with sulfuric acid, water is removed, that is dehydration takes place and this molecule is formed which is pinacolone. So pinacol is rearranged to pinacalone in the presence of H2SO4. It is called pinacol-pinacalone rearrangement, or we can say many other substituted vicinal diols. Vicinal diols means OH group present on the adjacent carbons are known to undergo similar acid catalyzed rearrangements and all these rearrangements are collectively called pinacol-pinacolone rearrangement. So in this, adjacent carbons have OH groups, and these with sulfuric acid gives this, and it is called pinacolone. And the mechanism is, if we take this, it is pinacol, that is, we can say it is 2, 3 and 4 carbons are present in a chain, and 2, 3 also have methyl groups. So it is 2, 3 dimethyl butane diol, or it is pinacol. When it is treated with sulfuric acid, that is acid, then it rearranges to this H positive joins to this carbon through electron pair, and oxygen now carries positive charge. So to neutralize positive charge, these electrons moves to oxygen, and water is, so this water is removed, and these electrons moved to this oxygen to neutralize water. So this carbon will have positive charge. So this carbon will have positive charge, and to stabilize this carbon with positive charge, one methyl group of the adjacent carbon moves to this with its electrons. So methyl shift takes place, 1,2 methyl shift, because 1, 2 these are adjacent carbons, and these from the adjacent carbon methyl groups with its electrons moves to carbon with positive charge. So it is 1,2 methyl shift takes place, and now these electrons neutralizes this carbon with providing its electrons, and now this carbon will have positive charge, and here will be double bond, and this carbon will be neutralized due to these electrons, this, and ultimately it will lose H positive ion, and these electrons neutralizes this oxygen, and we get these carbonyl compound. And this carbonyl compound is, it is again 4 carbons are present in a chain, so it is 3,3 dimethyl butanone. So it is also called pinacol. So this compound is also called pinacol. This compound is also called pinacolone. So these rearrangement is called pinacol-pinacolone rearrangement. Now comes its stereochemistry. In stereochemistry this rearrangement is intramolecular, that is, the rearrangement of groups takes place within the molecule. When in the mechanism carbocation is formed, the methyl group from the adjacent carbon moves to this to get more stable carbocation. So why these adjacent carbons group moves to this? To get more stable carbocation, and while this happens, it forms like this bond, that is, these both carbons have partial positive charge, and then this electrons moves to here, and we get this neutral carbon, and here positive charge, that is, this carbocation is formed, which is more stable, and then these electrons moves to this carbon to neutralize this carbon, and we get this, and then finally this hydrogen is removed as H positive, and we get C double bond O, that is carbonyl compound, that is, or say ketone is formed in the end product. In this reaction, suppose there are, in this general reaction, suppose there are these groups are attached, that is, to one carbon 2 phenyl groups are attached, and to the other carbon atom 2 methyl groups are attached. So question is, which group will move to other carbon? That is, water is removed from here, and CH3 group will move to this, or OH group will be removed from this carbon, and phenyl will move to this. We can say that Phenyl group is bulky group, so its movement is little bit difficult. So in this case, methyl will be shifted from one carbon to another. So water will be removed from this carbon, that is with H positive. This OH will combine with H positive and water will be formed, and this water will be removed as water, and this carbon will have positive charge, that is this will have positive charge. The water is removed from this carbon only because these groups are less bulky and these can move to this carbon, but these group, phenyl group, benzene groups are bulky groups, these cannot move easily to other carbon. So this carbon loses water and will have positive charge. Then methyl group from the other carbon moves to this carbon and we get methyl migration and positive charge moves to this, and then ultimately H is removed and we get this ketone. This mechanism we have already done, so we have skipped some steps, one in this and one step in this, which we can easily understand because we have done mechanism earlier. So this movement of phenyl group to this carbon is difficult because phenyl group is bulky group. So in this stereochemistry we can easily judge which product will be the final product or which group will move to which carbon. So it's all about these two reactions, Maillard reaction and Pinacol-Pinacol rearrangement. Both reactions are important with their mechanisms. Thank you.